Okay, so today we are starting on this project of installing the Total Chaos spindle gussets on our new spindle. The ones I'm working with today are the ones that do have the sway bar holes drilled, so you can maintain your factory sway bar if you want to. These are the pieces that come in the kit. This guy. And then these are the same part, but depending on your spindle, you'll use one or the other. They're basically just two different thicknesses. This guy will go right here. And you will need to do quite a bit of grinding on this, or at least some grinding. I haven't done mine yet. I'm just kind of starting out here. But essentially that goes right there. And I'll flip it over. And then this guy, it won't fit right now because I haven't ground this down. But this is going to go like so. So in this orientation. That radius forward, basically. So, two things that'll help you out when you're doing this. Obviously, a 90-degree angle grinder, a 12 and I believe a 14 millimeter bolt. The 12 is going through the side here to help out with this hole. Kind of lines it up before you tack it, and then the same thing, 14 will go through the top here and kind of hold it in until you tack weld it. Now every spindle is going to be a little different, and it says in the Total Chaos instructions that you'll have to do some grinding. Both of mine need grinding. I've kind of laid them out. They both need it in the same spot. I'm going to show you. It's right here, right on this tip. Is basically I need this whole thing to drop down a little more so that one of these guys will fit in there. So I'm going to start grinding on that and kind of do a fit check before we weld it, and I will speed it up. Eventually going to end up with something like this. I basically grinded the whole time to get the thinner one to fit in. I would imagine most people are probably going to use a thin one because both of my spindles, both the new one and the left one that wasn't bent and it's not getting replaced, I think they're both going to need this same thin one. But it should go like that. Nice on top there in that orientation. You got your little tab on that side. So once you get this all kind of mocked up there, I'm going to move down. This guy is going to go along this line, this line, this guy, and all the way kind of down and looping around here, kind of like that. But you want to make sure it's flush up against this plate here and this plate here first, and then you're going to be grinding basically this radius down here. That's what you're going to be grinding to fit. So on this one, the only two parts I had to mock up, or I'm going to have to grind, is right down here on this tip and then right on this corner. It looks like once I just brush those guys off, it should fit in pretty well. That's your finished product here. A little gap's okay, well to fill it, but more or less, the smaller the gap, the better. There's the flip side. I'd take this chance while everything's up, kind of mark where you're going to weld, because you got to take all the paint off. Obviously you can't weld on paint, so now I have all the spots marked here, and then I'm using a wire wheel on a 90, and I'll just kind of buzz off where I think it needs to be welded. So the wire wheel was not working very well. It was at best barely getting through the paint. It was taking forever. So I think what I'm going to do is go back to the old grinder. It seems to work better and quicker. So I'll finish it up with that.
Valve.
This is the finished spindle after it's been welded, after it's been painted. I put paint on pretty thick, so I don't really want it to start rusting anywhere. I did mask off this inner race here, and just basically any other contact surface that hits the bearing or critical components I didn't paint, and they weren't painted before anyways, so but yeah, every other all your welds and stuff, hit them. These are all the weld spots.